It's with a heavy heart that I rise today to speak about the horrific attack yesterday on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi that killed 4 American citizens. The 2 confirmed thus far to be among the dead are Sean Smith, an Air Force veteran turned State Department Information Management Officer, and Ambassador Chris Stevens, one of America's finest and bravest foreign service officers. I didn't know Sean Smith. I know he's a great American who served his country. But I'd gotten to know Chris Stevens quite well. And in Ambassador Chris Stevens' death, the Libyan people have lost a great champion and believer in the peaceful aspirations of their democratic revolution. The American people have lost a selfless and dedicated servant of our interests and our values. And I have lost a friend. My thoughts and prayers today are with Chris's family and the loved ones of his fallen colleagues. May God grant them comfort in their time of grief. One of my most memorable meetings with Chris Stevens was last April in Benghazi. As a U.S. envoy to the Libyan opposition, Chris had traveled to Benghazi at great personal risk to represent the country that he loved so much while Libya was still gripped in a brutal fight for freedom. It was clear there was nowhere that Chris would rather have been than Libya. We spent the day together, meeting Libyan opposition leaders and many ordinary citizens who spoke movingly about how much the opportunity to finally live in freedom meant to them, and how grateful they were for America's support. Chris Stevens embodied that support, and his passion for his mission was infectious. I kept in touch with him often and frequently after my visit. I was very happy when President Obama nominated him to be America's ambassador to the new Libya. The last time I saw Chris Stevens was shortly after he had taken up his post during my most recent visit to Tripoli. The sorrow that we and all Americans feel at the loss of a brave and dedicated American. But it'll be a long time before we forget Chris Stevens, because he will stand as a shining example of patriotism and love of country. Chris Stevens was not unaware of the danger that he faced. He was privy to intelligence, information, and others. But he went forward and did his job with a smile, with love of his country and love of the country where he was serving. I cannot be more proud of Ambassador Chris Stevens.